Hello Dr. Aliyev. Today I will explain my hard problem. That's the hard problem that I'm gonna show how I solved. As you can see, I wrote my function in a different way to simplify. After we separate our function like that, we can start to solve our first part. In the first part, we are gonna use the substitution method to find our integral. So we will use our u and we u as a x squared plus 4x plus 1. So after we find its derivative, it's gonna be du equals to 2x plus 4 dx. So dx is gonna be du over 2x plus 4. So after we find our first part, the first derivative, we can easily calculate the function here. So in the finally we will get negative 1 over x squared plus 4x plus 1 power of 3 over 2. So after we found our first part, we can start our second part. So in second part, we will use double substitution method and trigonometric substitution method. So before starting the substitution method, we will write our function in that way. 1 over x plus 2 square minus 3 power of 5 over 2 dx. After we write our function like that, we can easily use a substitution method. We will clarify u as a x plus 2 and du is gonna be dx because the derivative of x plus 2 is 1. So we will get 1 over u square minus 3 power of 5 over 2. So after we found that, also we will start trigonometric substitution. Trigonometric substitution, we know that x equals to a multiply secant alpha if the clarification is like 1 over square root x square minus a square. So we have here u square minus 2. So as we can see that our a is square root 3, so we will get u equals to square root 3 multiply secant alpha. After we found its derivative, it will be du equals to square root 3 multiply secant alpha multiply tangent alpha multiply d alpha. And also we have to write alpha equals to arcsecant u over square root 3 because we will use it later. So after we write our derivative here, we will get finally square root 3 secant alpha multiply tangent alpha multiply d alpha over 3 tangent square alpha over the power of 5 over 2. How did we find 3 tangent square alpha? As we know, secant square alpha x minus 1 is equals to tangent square x. In that case, we have 3 secant square alpha minus 3, so it will be 3 tangent square alpha. So finally we will get 1 over 9. How did we find 1 over 9? So after we simplify our function, we will get it. So 1 over 9 multiply integral secant alpha over tangent power of 4 alpha multiply dx. So in the next step, we will use again substitution method, but before starting we have to know these equalities, like tangent alpha equals to 1 over cotangent alpha, secant alpha equals to cosecant alpha over cotangent alpha, and finally cotangent square alpha equals to cosecant square alpha minus 1. So we can start our substitution then, but before we have to simplify our function. So our function is finally will look like cosecant alpha multiply cotangent alpha multiply cosecant square alpha minus 1. So if after we write our function like that, we will use substitution method. So our W is gonna be cosecant alpha, so dw equals to negative no cotangent alpha multiplied cosecant alpha multiplied dx. So finally we will get d alpha equals to negative dw over cotangent alpha cosecant alpha. So after we found that, we will use again substitution method, and we will get finally negative integral w square minus 1 multiplied dw. So our integral is gonna be w of minus w cube over 3. So we found our integral, so we need to unsubtract our function. So as you remember from the last part, we had 1 over 9. We didn't use here because it could confuse us. So 1 over 9 multiply w minus w cube over 3. So finally we will get cosecant alpha over 9 minus cosecant square cube alpha over 27. So as we know, alpha is, as you remember I said before, in trigonometric substitution we will need it. So our alpha is arcsecant u over square root 3, and also we have u equals to x plus 2. Before starting, we have to know about simple trigonometry. So cosecant arcsecant u over square root 3 is like cosecant alpha. So if we know the triangle that we have, we can easily find our cosecant alpha from here. So our cosecant alpha, it will be u over square root u square minus 3. We will write it like u over square root 3 multiply square root u square minus over 3 minus 1. So it is the same as this. U over u square root u square minus 3. So we will simplify our function here. So finally, and we will put x plus 2 into u, so we will get finally x plus 2. I will not read it, so as you can see it from here. So final, we had, as you remember, 3, I will not again read, 3 integral blah 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 minus 4 integral blah blah blah. So we will just multiply it with 3, the first integral, not the second part we found, and the first part, and the 4 with the second part we found integral. So we will get the function here and plus c. So I don't want to read it because it's too long. So we need to find our integral from 0 to 1. So we will put 1 first and then 0, and we will subtract them. So we will get final answer here, the negative 15 square root 6 minus 76 over 108, and it's approximately 0.363. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.